Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from beautiful, sunshiny San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, purposeful coach and speaker in the world. I'm going to talk about something kind of funny this morning, kind of interesting. So I have a really great set of friends at CrossFit at 5 a.m. And one of my buddies, Craigo, says, "Dude, are you having a midlife crisis?" And I laughed because, I got a new car. And I said, "That is so funny, bro." I said, "No, as a matter of fact, I'm not. I'm having a midlife celebration, not a midlife crisis. A midlife celebration." So, I thought about this subject, and I thought about a number of people that I know who may very well be either moving into a midlife crisis, in a midlife crisis, or may have come through a midlife crisis. And I want to address an opportunity for you to consider the fact that you don't have to experience that. And here's what I mean by that. Well, in studying the definition, believe it or not, the term midlife crisis was just coined in 1965 by one psychology dude, and then redefined again in 1975 by another psychology dude. And the idea behind it, if you go to the root of what they studied and researched, there were certain actions, activities, and behaviors that were the manifestations of these behaviors were things like having an affair with a younger person. Speaking about guys, having an affair with a younger person, going out and getting the Ferrari or the Lamborghini or something like that, or quitting your job and saying, "Screw it, I'm done with this life, that's it." These were the branches on the tree, okay? And the tree was dissatisfaction, if you will, but the root is what I want to talk about today because nobody talked about the root. The root is a gnawing sense of, typically happening to people in their 40s, a gnawing sense that, oh my gosh, I may be at the midway point in my life, and what have I accomplished? I haven't accomplished what I had hoped to accomplish. I haven't achieved what I had hoped to achieve. I haven't done, what have I done? I haven't really done anything. So there's a crisis, if you will, of revelation. There's a crisis of understanding. There's a crisis of awareness that what I love about coaching is coaching actually addresses that very thing very early on. And here's what I mean by that. That thing that depresses people and causes them to have this sense of crisis at what they feel is the midway point of their life comes from this inward thing we all have that says, I can be more than I currently am. I can do more than I'm currently doing. I can have more than I currently have. And ultimately they learn in acquiring those three stages, now I can give more than I ever thought that I could. Be, do, have, give. This is the pattern. And it comes from that, in my opinion, that divine DNA. We were created in the image of Almighty God, the creator of heaven and earth, who flung the stars and the moon and the galaxies with the palm of his hand, and who causes the butterflies to come out of their cocoons at just the perfect time, who causes the flowers to bloom in season for a moment, who causes the waves of the sea to crash at the shore and go no further at his command, who has the seasons in his hands. This is our DNA, ladies and gentlemen. We have this DNA in us that knows that we are capable of more. But like Earl Nightingale spoke about in his talk, The Strangest Secret, he said, the human race is not designed to lift up and elevate those for achievement. It's designed to pretty much dumb everything down so everybody feels, okay, we're all okay and we're in this together. You have got to break through to that other side of achievement and development in order to enjoy what is available to you. So this idea of this midlife crisis is really, the roots of this are a self-awareness that I can be more, I can do more, I can have more, so I can give more, and I'm probably halfway through my life and I haven't achieved it. So That's where depression can begin to set in. That's where anxiety can begin to set in. That's where bars become extremely popular. Illicit affairs take place. People make really unwise decisions because it's like an acting out of the frustration of not being there. Ladies and gentlemen, I have good news for you. I have great news for you. And the great news for you is this. You don't have to have a midlife crisis. You can have a midlife celebration. You can have an opportunity to say, you know what? There are resources available to me like never before in the history of the world. There are relationships available to me like never before in the history of the world. What would happen if I didn't pay for a coach or coaching? What would happen if I chose to invest in myself by having someone that could help me get clarity on exactly what it is I would like to accomplish? Crystal clear clarity within a given set of time. Then who would work with me to create a plan to achieve that over time, and who would ultimately hold me accountable to accomplishing those things so that I can truly be the best version of myself I was created to be. Do you know the mission statement at Voice of Home Coaching? It's to become all we were created to be. To become all God created us to be so we can help millions of others to do the same. It puts it on us first to be highly committed and dedicated to personal growth and personal development so that we can help millions of others do the same by bringing crystal clear clarity and maybe even having a conversation for the first time about your possibilities. It's about seeing in you the possibilities that you cannot or do not see in yourself. Midlife crisis, you don't have to have that. You can have a midlife celebration. It can be the catalyst for you saying, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm evaluating where I am today, and I am unhappy with where I am today. Or maybe you say, I'm happy with where I am today, yet I know there's more in me that needs to show up in this life before I leave this earth. I know there's more in me. Les Brown tells a sad story about where the greatest books lie, the greatest inventors, and the greatest leaders, the greatest warriors, the greatest minds, all lie in a graveyard, still inside people's heart as dreams that never manifested. Because maybe someone didn't have the faith to invest in themselves and take action to see just how big their life can get. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to have a midlife crisis. You have the opportunity to have a midlife celebration. But you know, as always, it's up to you. It's a choice you get to make. You have been given this divine and amazing gift of free will. You can choose to stay exactly where you are, or you can choose a bigger, better life for yourself. And you want to know something exciting about that? For those of you that may think that that sounds selfish, it's not even about you. The bigger and better you get and become, the more you influence those around you, inspiring them and giving them hope that they too can be more, do more, have more, and ultimately give more. Because, ladies and gentlemen, they're looking for an example. Will you be that example today? Will you take the first step in that journey of your personal growth and development? Only you can answer the question. Have a great Friday.